Hey guys, today I have Diane Rooney and Bonnie Garby on with me. They are both Design Suite members. And if you missed an episode we did a while ago, you are going to want to check it out. I specifically have these two on because I know that illness, sickness, health can cause a lot of issues when it comes to going after your dreams. And these two have gone through quite a bit. So go check out that episode. Today, we're going to talk about Design Suite, and I would actually love to reminisce on kind of how we got started, because these two were in my first 5 people who joined the program, and they are the thing that kind of helped catalyst the program into what it is today. Some comments, the way they talked about things, the things I added, and I think we should talk about those. Let's get started with first of all, why did you join my brand new spanking experiment of a program 15 months ago? Let's start with Bonnie. So Bonnie, why did you join the program?
Well, I've been a crafty person my entire life. I've had a ribbon business that I've been running since 2010. So I am talking with and dealing with card makers and crafters daily. I actually had taken classes from you online years and years ago that I started and never finished, because that's the person that I am. I don't have enough time to finish what I start. But you had a silhouette course. I think that was one of your first ones. And I signed up for that because I had a silhouette that I had to have as soon as it came out, and it was sitting on the shelf unused. So I thought, well, I'm going to learn how to make silhouette designs, and I can have something that goes along with my ribbon business. So that morphed into, as you added classes, I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. I'm going to do that class too, and on and on. So I had been getting your courses as you were putting them out, and the whole idea of having the community and the whole backup made me finish the courses and actually learn something this time, whereas I would start them and get distracted and not finish. So the community and the whole program is absolutely phenomenal for keeping me going. That was the big key to the whole. That was what I've been missing all these years, to do anything with design. So that's
so awesome, Bonnie. Yeah, you guys forced me to build the community. Do you guys remember that? Because I was like, I don't want to do this community. It's so much work. We tested like a Facebook group, and I was like, I'm not going to have anything to do with it. You guys can just do it. Didn't work. And finally, I just gave in. And that is the thing about Design Suite you're going to hear over and over again. I've made changes to the program, and literally it's because the community has forced my hand. You guys forced my hand all the time.
But when you started having the check-ins every week, that was what forced us to do the next lesson and have something to show you.
It's true.
That's what keeps us going.
Yeah. Diane, why did you join?
Well, I saw Design Bootcamp and I just joined Design Bootcamp, and I don't even know why I saw it other than I follow you on social media, and I'd taken your courses, Art of Digital Design, back when you were with Jessica Sprague all those years ago. So I knew of you, and I'd loved your courses. So that was a no-brainer in terms of courses. But going through Design Bootcamp just blew me away. I felt so inspired and so motivated and empowered to do what I always wanted to do. And I thought, and I, at this point, I was recovering from surgery as well. So it was really the kind of kick up the backside I needed. And so, yeah, I joined, I think, almost immediately after Design Bootcamp.
I want to say it was day 1. Yeah, we have a 5-day boot camp, and I think you shot me an email on Monday and was like, I'm joining. And I was like, okay, I haven't even finished the week out. Maybe I'm going to say something you don't like, Diane.
No, it was just so good and just so motivational. And I loved that you explained that this is possible, and that was the thing. You can do this is possible. And so that was actually the drive that I needed. And then once I was in Design Suite, I was blown away. It's like your mentoring is just incredible. You know, when we have the mentor meetings and seeing how you help everyone and having that critique is just so valuable. And I think you were probably sick of me, but I think I was sending them in every week.
I wanted you to, and that it was so good. Because here's the thing. I mean, for those of you who haven't been around, who don't know how I started this particular program, I did teach for a long time at Jessica Sprague, like a gazillion years ago. And in fact, you guys, like that fabric class that I taught a gazillion years has produced a lot of fabric designers, which is so crazy. I can't say who they all are, but like it was and you got your fabric contract after that class as well, right? Yeah. So like, I knew that there was power in teaching. I just didn't know how much. The other thing is, some people in Design Suite have heard me talk about my own introvertedness and how difficult it was actually for me to come out of my shell and also feel responsibility for other people's actions, which is what I decided to do when I started designing. Because I decided that, you know, I think you see a lot of programs and online courses out there. You give the course and then you're like, it's on you. Like you take the course and good luck and go. And by suddenly deciding that I was going to have mentor meetings with everybody and that I was going to talk to them. And one of my personal things is I like to make sure I know everybody's name and I know what they're kind of working on and kind of take that professor role that I had so many years ago. By making that choice, like I knew I was going to be invested and I was going to have, and I didn't want to have like emotional stress around my members. The thing that I didn't realize was that by having the emotional stress around my members, I got to participate in every single one of your guys' joys, like the first sales, the first shops, like it's like when you decide you're going to be neutral, you miss out on both the good and the bad. And I had no idea. And the good always outweighs the bad, right? Like for me anyway, that's why I keep doing it. Cause it was like, it became so powerful to hear what you guys needed. Like I'm thinking about Bonnie and our production. Like, so in boot camp, I used to do this whole day on production. I don't do it anymore because I just didn't find that served people in boot camp. However, it does serve people in Design Suite. And what were you telling me, Bonnie? You were like, I don't understand how to do the folder system, or you're like, I need like shortcuts, Carina. Do you remember that?
Right. Yeah, that was way back. Yeah. And you went on and told us how to set up all the folders and how to order them. And yeah, it makes sense. I still struggle a little bit, especially if I'm trying to save for more than one shop that has different requirements. But yeah, it was definitely helpful to see. Yeah, I mean, I ask a question and you're on your computer opening it up, showing me exactly what you do. So it's awesome.
Yeah. And then it turned into that workflow and production class.
Yes.
Which I would have never taught that class because I didn't know anybody needed it. To me, it seems really obvious. That's the problem when you've been designing for 14 years and you've been a creative director. Like, I think I can't see what you guys need. So when you guys would come to me and say, I don't understand this, I was like, oh, I should probably teach you that, right? So that was really powerful. Diane, do you remember any circumstances where I was like, I started making stuff for you guys just because I didn't understand? I can't think of another one. Workflow and production was specifically out of you, Bonnie.
Yeah, but the community was definitely me.
Yeah. You guys fought me on that for months. Like that was like a fighting situation. Yeah. Because I was like,
you didn't want the Facebook group. You said, yeah, no, I'll do a Facebook group, but I don't want anything to do with it. And we pushed you on the community. So, and that's turned out to be really valuable. It's even blown me away to think of how the members just reach out to each other, are so helpful, so kind and motivating, inspirational. It is fantastic. But when we first joined, you had a base of courses. And now, and it was literally just a handful, wasn't it? It was just a handful. And now you have 17.
Yeah, there's 17 now. Yeah. And they're literally all built because someone said something.
Yeah. And that's just been amazing, because that's happened through the mentor meetings, and we have like the squad meetings and the community where there was a need. And like you say, you didn't realize that was a need for some of our members. You actually just stepped up in a way that, you know, just blew my mind, just to actually, oh, well, here's a course now. There it
Well,
is. So,
it's like my whole mindset around preventative. Like if we have the same questions show up in mentor meeting, like
sure, yeah,
every other month, I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, you guys need this in a course so you could just access it. You know what else I was just thinking? We're just about, this will come out after this has happened, but Diane and I have been working on a handbook, like an actual physical handbook for Design Suite. And this is where I think if your program is good, it's because it caters to the members that are coming in. And I had never any intention of doing anything physical. Like I sent Christmas totes to everybody, which then turned into like when you joined, I send a tote to you. And it really just was more like, I wanted to send something to you guys. And then it turned into like, you know what, like, I'm just going to send this to everyone. The handbook literally came out of, like,
it was Bonnie.
it was a Bonnie again.
I remember, I'm sure it was a squad meeting, Bonnie. I'm sure it was. And Bonnie was saying, I mean, we've had members ask for certain things, the same questions, like you say, have come up for us. But it was Bonnie was saying, you know what, I need kind of a checklist. If I'm making an SVG, I need a checklist to know. And so that kind of, I mean, boy, did it snowball into what is it, 130 page handbook.
But it's going to be invaluable to be able to look up, you know, this is what I need to know. Let me flip through the book and look up the answer.
Yeah.
Because even though you know it's in the videos, and everything is in the videos, but sometimes it's hard to find it really quickly. Like you think you know, but you're not sure, and you want to check. And that turns into an hour and a half search. This will be great. Just flip the page. There it is.
I know. So Bonnie hasn't seen it yet. Diane just finished the PDF links on it. It's at press. We're hoping to get it in the next 2 weeks. The other funny thing that we did, this is just an aside, is we had 2 different covers. We had a light blue cover and a navy cover, and we sent it to all Design Suite and they all voted. So they all emailed me back 1 or 2 or navy or light blue. And I thought for sure we would have a winner on the cover. And it was literally half and half. I was like, you guys, why are you doing this to me? And I ended up going back to the printer and saying, listen, we were just going to order a couple hundred to begin with, just to distribute to current members. And I was like, what will my pricing look like if 100 of them we do in navy and 100 we do in light blue? And he was like, oh, it doesn't change. And I was like, problem solved. Because I just am like, how do I choose when you guys literally, it was like 25 of you chose one and 24 of you chose the other. I was like, it's like one off.
Yeah, amazing.
So good. I think you guys know we've changed the program a lot. You guys have seen it. You've seen it change. And also you guys have asked for changes. Like, for example, the handbook wasn't necessary at the beginning when we started because there were only like 6 or 7 classes. Now there's 17 classes and it feels overwhelming. That's the thing I've heard anyway from Design Suite members. They get in there and they're like, I don't even know where to start. So one of the things that Diane and I really worked on was roadmaps. We started building these roadmaps for people because one of the things that's so difficult is deciding what you're going to do, right? We have like, you could be a silhouette or Cricut designer, you could be a surface designer, you could be a clip art designer. And now we have freelance, you could go do freelance work, right? I mean, Diane, do you want to talk a little bit about those roadmaps and kind of like what we decided to do in the handbook for those who have not seen it, because no one's seen it but Diane and me at this point. But I mean, what do you think about those?
I think it helps prevent the overwhelm. So, and not only that, all members, we're all different. and we're all starting at different places. So we've got complete beginners that may have previously had some kind of career, always wanted to be creative, but didn't know where to start. So they're starting from scratch. And then we have, you know, intermediate that have dabbled a little bit, but haven't really gone beyond that. And then we also have designers who have shops, but they just want to go to the next level. So building out a roadmap for each one of those areas is going to help prevent the overwhelm, and also to hyper focus. So get really good at that one thing before you move on to the next thing, rather than, like, I certainly was overwhelmed, right? I'm in 5 shops or whatever it is, I'm going to do this, this and this, and I've now stripped that right back. So I'm literally just doing my SVGs in silhouette and my fabric design. Will I go on to do something else? Absolutely. But at this point, having a roadmap and a plan, planning it out is absolutely vital and will help prevent that overwhelm as well and keep you on track. So yeah, those roadmaps. And we even have one in there that's just for fun as well. So just for some creativity, which is really important. As creatives, we need to step back and just get out the paints or the crayons or whatever it is that you like to do your art with, or collage, whatever. So yeah, it's fun.
You know what I was just thinking, Diane, as you were talking, I believe it was December of last year where it was you who, once again, oh my gosh, you two, as I think about it, I'm like, it was you who suggested the peer meetings that we do now.
Yes. Yeah, it was the accountability and to be able to network and learn from each other as well and chat.
Yeah, before that, you guys just met with me. So I knew what was going on with every member. Like, it was like, I kind of like had my fingers in what was happening with every person. Plus people emailed me, or I'd see it in the community. And so I could kind of like check in to see what everyone was doing. And it was like the mom who didn't let the siblings talk to each other. And what happened was Diane and I were in a meeting, like this is before she came onto the team. But we were chatting about something and she's like, you know, Carina, I would like to know the other designers. I was like, wait, what? Like, what? I was like, why don't you know them? Because I thought the community provided that. Like in my head, because it's a written community, which is private. We don't do it on Facebook. And we tried that. It didn't work. We have it in our own like portal. So like when you log into your classes and stuff, the communities are right there. And I was like, I just assumed that they all were connecting and meeting each other, but that wasn't the case, Diane. Is that true?
No, it wasn't. And I think as well, it was a way of helping each other have accountability as well. So we got to know each other, got to network. And now I'm seeing many of them, they're following each other on Instagram, they're helping each other out in their shops. And, you know, it is, I have to say, over the 20 plus years I've been online, different communities, it is one of the kindest, friendliest communities and so helpful. And we promote community over competition, because you'd think with so many women in competition in a crowded market, let's be honest, but no, it's community over competition. So yeah, it's brilliant.
It's also easier to get to know other people when you see faces and hear voices, as opposed to typing on a forum type deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made a big difference for me. And I actually watched them all. I mean,
you do? You watch them all?
So I watch all the other ones. Well, I don't necessarily watch, I listen, watch. But yeah, and you get a lot of information.
And you know what is so crazy to me? So what they're speaking about is, by the way, I also did not name these. They're called squad meetings, but I once again put it to a vote. I had like a huge meeting with all Design Suite, which was nuts. Do you guys remember that? It was like so many people like in this huge meeting. And I said, guys, we're going to make these changes and we want to see if this is going to work. And we first started out with like it being not moderated. So you guys just opened up, like, I think we opened up a Zoom room for you guys and then you go in and chat, right? Then it turned into moderated. And at the time, Sam was with us and she would sit there and moderate. And now actually Diane is the moderator for all of them because she's been in Design Suite and she's seen how it evolved, so she can like keep it all on track. So it's been really, really good. But that's like the evolution of only eight months. Like that's like the evolution. We're just trying to make this program so good that within its walls, like the people who are in it know other people, can build that community with other people. And then the other thing we started doing about halfway through was what Bonnie's referring to, is we started, we'd always taped them and we would just keep a backup of them. We started giving it to the members, and you can watch everybody else's squad meetings. So like if someone says something, that was what happened. So I had to moderate one week. Usually it's just mentor meetings for me. I try not to be in the squads because I don't want it to be like everyone referring to me. Like I want everybody referring to each other. And so I moderated one week, and I went to 5 meetings, literally, like, I think it was 4. The first 3, everyone talked about the exact same thing. It was like the same 5 questions. And some people said different things that I was like, oh, I wish everybody else had heard this. Like, I wish everybody had heard this. And that's when we started giving everyone the recording. So if they wanted to watch everybody else's squad meetings, they could. And I think that's been beneficial because you hear things that you're like, oh man, I wish I knew that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that, sorry, Bonnie, you go.
I was gonna say, I think it's funny that very often we all kind of talk about the same things the same day. Yeah. I don't know why. I guess we're all on the same wavelength because we're all part of this group.
It literally is like that. It's like there's something in the air, and yeah, there's just like a common thread all the way through the squad meetings each week. So it's really interesting. And also there's nuggets, there's like little gold nuggets that the members share about, and I don't think they even realize that what they've shared is really actually gold, and that we can share it amongst each other as well. So having those recordings, I think, is great.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. I want you to know, for those of you who are coming into Design Suite, because we have usually a huge influx of new members in August and September, that and actually October, that we build this thing for you. Like it's not like me just like the home, like being like, this is what we're going to do and this is how it's going to happen. What we see is deficiencies. And it's so funny because we're about to go through another iteration of it changing a little bit, where we've taken everybody's stuff. But one of our issues, well, my issues, was that I didn't feel like people were getting enough design time because we had meetings all over the week, right? And so starting in October, we've limited all of our meetings to Tuesdays. So everybody knows just to block off Tuesdays, so that, you know, like the first week you're getting a mentor meeting with me, the second week you're getting an Etsy meeting with SweetCam, the third week you're getting a squad meeting, so that we're making sure. And then we added this cool thing, this guest expert series, so that we can get the inside scoop in the industry. So we've slowly and surely tried to add things that make a lot of sense for the membership. Diane was a part of that process. Diane, what do you think? Like we talk all the time, but like, how did we come to the point where we're like, this is the thing we need to do to make it better?
I think it's just refining it. And I think also it's a natural evolving process, because the program is it's 15 months in, but it looks very different now than 15 months ago for you. And it's it's your vision at the end of the day. But I think because you have listened, refining it, so we now know, right, Tuesdays is the day that you know you're going to have your meeting. So for the members, they've got Tuesday in their mind. They can look on the calendar and say, oh, okay, this week it's the Etsy consults or the squad meetings. And if that's too much for them, they can then choose, well, I really need a mentor meeting this week, so I'm going to choose to go to that one, knowing that the others are recorded as well. So, and adding the extra, I would say it's an extra bonus. I think it's awesome. The expert design interviews is just incredible. So we already felt like with you, we had the inside scoop because of all the people you know and all the knowledge you share. But having that extra of creative directors, other creative business owners that are really in the know is I think it's going to be amazing. And
I know it's going to be amazing because I just like yesterday finished an interview and toured a facility of a digital fabric company. And, you know, those things like no one else is hearing. You're not going to hear that anywhere else, like that digging in, that real chat that I'm having with people everywhere. And we have some amazing, I'm not even tell you guys, but like we have amazing guests come up. Very often they'll come on the podcast for 10 or 15 minutes. Like we'll have them here on the podcast. But then we do like a 35 to 45-minute interview digging in with like what really sells. What should designers be designing right now? Oh my gosh, the company yesterday I was with, they were like, we need, and they gave a list. And I was like, the only ones who are hearing this are Design Suite members. Like this is the thing that Design Suite members need to hear because it's the thing that they'll start designing so that they can make more money and they can build their shops and all that other things. That to me, it was like, I know a lot, but when you're working in a marketplace the way we are, if we're not constantly gathering from people who are currently in it, then we're not evolving as designers. Like we're not going to be able to, no, I need to hear those things, right? So it was super, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. In fact, one of my issues is I want to do them like every week because they're so amazing.
I think what's important about them as well is that they're on the front line with customers. I think an issue for designers is that we're peers. So we talk the talk. We are talking all the design talk, but actually, and we're helping each other. But what we need to know is, what do the customers actually want? What search criteria do they put in the search bars? You know, all these things are important customer information that we will get through the guest expert interviews. So yeah, it's exciting.
Love it. You guys, thanks for joining me again. You guys are so amazing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I changed specifically because I had a member say, usually it takes 2 or 3 times, right? Like, so someone will tell me they want something, but then I hear it over and over again, or hear multiple people say it. And then I'm like, okay, this is clearly this is a trend. This is something we need. The award system didn't come out of you guys. I think the award system came out of me because I was just like, I like see your hard work. And I was like, how do we reward this in a way that makes people just a little bit excited and happy that they're like moving forward? So the award system kind of came out of me, but I feel like everybody has embraced it. I just spoke at Utah Collaborative last week, and a couple of 3 Design Suite members came, and I was talking to Chantel Bailey about kind of what was, the award system. And she was like, it's so crazy. It's just like that one little extra, like we've got to do the work anyway. We got to get the sales and all that. But something about just getting that little award makes it feel like that much better. Would you guys agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a little bit of joy, isn't it, at the end of the day? And they're so cute.
They are cute. And it's more about the fun of it, right? And recognition. I think sometimes we don't realize that we're like, I'll see something and I won't say the words like, oh my gosh, you did an amazing job. I try to do that, but I just think like, as someone who's trying and seeing so much stuff, I'm like, did I tell that person that they've up leveled? And I don't know if I did or not. And I think the badges in some way also justifies kind of the up leveling I see within the program, because a year is a long time and a short time to be in a program. Like it feels long, but it's a short time to really try to crunch in as much as we try to crunch in. So, okay. If people are trying to find you guys and want to know more about you, where can they find you? Bonnie, you want to get us started?
You can visit my website, bonniegarbydesigns.com.
Awesome. Diane?
Yeah, my website is dianerooney.co.uk.
You guys are going to see if you go on there, you already see all this good stuff that they're doing. But what I think you'll see is that they have different niches and they're doing different things, yet they're equally pushing forward and building amazing design businesses. Thanks so much, you guys, for coming, and we will talk to you guys soon. Hey, Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.